Hey guys, it's Jo. Today we're going to talk about anxiety and panic attacks, and I have my awesome friend Abby here today to talk with us. She is getting her master's in criminal justice, which I am super jealous about, and is getting ready to go change the world even more than she already has. So she's going to share with us today some things that she's found really useful for panic disorder and anxiety attacks, and share with us what she has learned.
So just to give you some background about me, I was sexually abused when I was a child, so I have had serious problems with depression and anxiety and panic attacks since I was about 5 years old. Panic attacks have come in so many different forms for me. There have been times where I've completely lost my vision or my hearing. I've lost the ability to speak. Sometimes it's like there's a cinder block on my chest. I've been to the hospital for anxiety attacks a bunch of times. So it can be really bad. So if anyone struggles with panic attack, they inhibit our ability to function, right? And most of the time you don't see them coming. Sometimes they smack you in the face and you're on the ground in the fetal position in no time. Sometimes you sort of feel that panic welling up and you're not really sure why. So here's just an interesting tool that I've learned, and this doesn't work for every situation with a panic attack, particularly the ones that hit you really fast. But if you have a minute to notice that things are sort of starting to spin out and your brain is sort of going crazy and you start to feel that heaviness in your chest and your heart's palpitating and those sorts of things, this is just a good practice for reining yourself back in and preventing it from getting to be a really devastating panic attack that can put you out for days. So I had a yoga teacher when I was in college, and she taught me this practice called grounding. So this practice that she taught me is about centering yourself, bringing your senses in, and being really self-aware of where you are, kind of reining it all back in. So I was about to go into my yoga class, and this teacher was, sort of telling everyone to come into class, and I started to feel it, this just panic coming on, and I couldn't breathe, and I was like, oh, I have to go. I'm gonna pass it. I have to go. And so I told her, I was like, hey, I'm not trying to get out of this or anything, but I'm having a panic attack and I need to go. And she's like, okay. And she's like, hang on one sec. So she tells everyone else to just go ahead and start stretching. And she takes me out into the hallway and she's like, if you'll let me, I'd like to help you with your panic attack. I want you to close your eyes. Well, and this sort of makes me panic more. And she's like, and I want you to pay attention to your nose, and I want you to think of 5 things that you smell. What? So how often do we actually pay attention to the things that we smell around us? Not very often, unless it's a really strong odor that just sort of enters the room. Anyway, so I'm sitting there, my eyes are closed, and I'm focused really hard. Oh, I smell popcorn. Someone down the hall is making popcorn. Okay. I smelled my own BO. I could smell my yoga teacher right there. She smelled like patchouli or something.
Obviously.
Something yoga-y. Anyway, so I was like, okay, I smell things. And she's like, take notice of the air that's going in through your nose. Is it warm? Is it cold? How about when it's exiting your nose? And I'm like, oh, okay, this is really interesting. So then she tells me, keep your eyes closed, and I want you to pay attention to 5 things that you hear. Well, right now I hear the sound of my own heartbeat in my head. What else do I hear? I hear people down the hall talking off in a room somewhere. I hear the music in the room where she's about to teach yoga. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I'm hearing these things, and I notice that I start to calm down just a little bit. And she's like, this practice is called grounding. And it's a really good name for it because it brings you back to the ground. Literally. So it takes all of this craziness that's going on in your emotions and in your brain, and it just sort of reins it all in. So it's about bringing yourself back to the basics, back to those really primitive senses. So think about the things you see, feel things, keep your eyes closed, and think about, is the carpet that I'm sitting on scratchy? Am I comfortable? Am I hot? If you have a blanket or a stuffed animal or something that you're holding onto, how does that feel? So you're keying into your physical being, and you're reminding yourself to come back down to center. So I took this a step farther because I noticed that this started to help me with some of my panic attacks. And I went ahead and got myself this little tattoo on my wrist. And it says, you are here. It's just a little picture of a tree with the words, you are here. So when I start to feel myself spiraling out into a panic attack, I just put my hand right there on that. And I feel the ink in my skin, that little raised feeling, and I just run my fingers right across it. I close my eyes and I just remind myself, you are here, you are here, you are here. It's taking you out of the big, giant, chaotic mess that is your mind, and it's pulling you in to your physical self here and now. The practice of grounding can be really difficult when you're in the thralls of a panic attack, when things are really bad. That's why I said when you start to feel one coming on, that's what grounding is really good for. But when you're in the mess of it, if you have another person who understands this practice and who can help guide you through it, that's a good way to deal with things too. I've actually called Joe before and been like, Joe, I'm losing my shit and I need you to help me rein it in. Just talk to me about where I'm at. And so then she can start asking me questions. Anything that brings you down to those basic senses can be really helpful. And so having a person to do that with you can also be really helpful.
So when Abby told me the story of the grounding exercise, it really made sense to me, because no matter what is going on, no matter what I'm feeling, I can touch something. Like I can reach out and, you know, feel a couch, or I can call my dog over and, you know, feel her fur, or I can close my eyes and focus on what I'm smelling. That is something that no matter where I am, no matter what else is going on, I have control over that. And that's really helped me in those moments to slow it down.
They're incredibly frustrating and painful and difficult, and they make you feel like a weak-ass person sometimes. Like, why can't I just deal with life? Why is this happening to me? So that is incredibly frustrating, and it's difficult, and you're not alone in that. Here we are. I mean, it's the internet, so obviously we can't like reach out and comfort you. But understand and know that you're not alone in this. Panic attacks, PTSD, anxiety problems, depression, all of that is normal response to abnormal circumstances. You're normal, that this is a way that your body, that your mind, that your emotions respond to the traumatic situations that you've been through. And that's okay. And we all have to deal with that in our own way. So find something for you specifically that can help you ground yourself.
Panic attacks can make you feel like a crazy person, or super weak, or a total freak, or weirdo. Anxiety and panic disorders are also a lot more common and underdiagnosed than people know. We're often told to just, you know, calm down or don't be anxious or whatever when there's a lot more going on. So please don't feel weird. Please know that this is a safe place and that there are a lot of people who understand, and that it's okay not to be okay. I think it is important to know that there isn't one size fits all when it comes to dealing with anxiety, panic attacks, panic disorder, any kind of mental health, really. You've got to find what works for you, and this is one technique that's worked for both of us, and so I'm really glad that Abby came and shared it with us today, so thank you so much for doing that. I really, really appreciate that.
Anytime.
I'm Jo Beckwith, and if you're interested in seeing more videos like this, please feel free to subscribe to my channel or my Facebook page, and I really look forward to seeing you next time.